Okay, so I'm making this video in regards to Enoch the Freestyle Prince. Now, one of his video titles really really stood out to me, and it's this has nothing to do with me saying this is what he was explaining and this is what he meant. Whatever I'm about to explain about angels being born into demonic families, that was the perfect title. It is absolutely true. Okay. You may have an angel like child. And when we say angel, we're talking about someone who is very good at listening and understanding um, good and bad and what's right and what's wrong. And um, a person who has a message, someone that can help you and not planned or have any intentions to harm you, someone who is easy to get along with, someone who's respectful. Those are angels, you know. And sometimes you might have one child or maybe two. Sometimes it's one angel out of the family. Now, I'm not saying that everyone else in the family isn't angels or they aren't respectful, they aren't responsible, they don't do. It's not saying that they're bad people or anything like that. But he made a Enoch the Freestyle Prince made a very good point. And again, this is not anything that he said. This is something that I said because I read his title. Now he had a different way of explaining things under his title about angels born into demonic families. He had a different meaning, but everything he said was understood. I understood everything he said. But I'm going to add my part to that because it's a very good topic to talk about. And I'm going to tell you straight up what's going on, what's happening. Now, I'm not going to go in detail, but the way I'm going to explain it may be detailed enough for you guys to understand. Hopefully it is. So, um, yes, angels can be born into demonic families. Now, the reason why the family is demonic is because the Confederate system has had people um, do things such as use profanity around a child who may not use profanity. A family that may steal or have issues with respecting other people, or the communication skills may not be as well as others, and sometimes the environment that can be for an angel or a person who is responsible and respectful enough to take care of themselves, and everyone benefits from a good, healthy environment. So if you don't benefit from a good, healthy environment in your own home, then that means that, you know, more than likely you are the angel that can do right, but your environment may not be um, on the same level as you are. So, that is considered an angel being into a demonic family. Someone, a family who does all type of things that may be chaotic to other people. And then you may have one person who doesn't like that type of lifestyle, but they're still in the family because that's their family. Now, this is what you all need to pay attention to. There is nothing wrong with demonic. The white man, the white people, the racist white people are doing demonic things to African Americans, and it's not demonic. Okay. When we do things like stay out of school, don't spend 12 years in school, because in actuality, in reality, when we get out of school, we're going to be needing something to pay our rent. We're going to be needing food. We're going to be needing a house. We're going to be needing a car. And everything that we do for the rest of our life is going to be required for going out there to get money and having to work for someone else for a lot of time and get minimum wage pay. That right there should scream enough volume to a lot of people. Okay. The white man does not want us. When I say the white man, I'm talking about all white people. I'm talking about only the racist white people. Okay. Some white people get it, of course, because they're white, but some blacks don't get it because they feel like they're doing the right thing. They think that going to school for 12 years, wasting their time on doing art, PE, health things, all other things that really are extra over top of what you need. And everything that's extra outweighs what you need, because you don't need 12 years to read, write, count, speak. You know, you don't need 12 years for that. And then college, no. And then pay them, no. They need to be paying you for your time. Your time is valuable. And a lot of people think that going to school, going to work to stay on their feet for 8 hours a day. Now, if you're going to school to be a doctor, that's a different thing, because you're going to help the body. But when everyone start treating their bodies right and stop listening to everything around them or choosing the wrong things for them, you know, they won't have to worry about, you know, being unhealthy. You know, but the system has gotten people to think that, you know, fast food is the way to go. Oh, and, you know, going to work, having to have a job just to get an apartment or get a car when you have the money. It's like you didn't already work as a slave. You got the money. Now they want you to be documented as a slave. And what I mean by documented as a slave, saying that you work a regular 9-to-5 job, saying that that is your income. I don't need to prove to you that I'm working for, I have a boss. I can prove to you that I am my own boss. And that's why I said, how far do you think self-employment can go? You know, when people say, well, if you're not working for a regular job, prove some type of income. And when you show them the money or you show them what you've done, you know, it's not good enough because the system wants you to be a slave like everyone else. No. What about people? You can never know what your fullest potential is. You would never experience. I'm not going to say you would never. Some people experience their fullest potential, but they don't develop it because they're so stuck going to work, and that's taking time out. You can be using that time for something else that you know how to do really good that can pay you more than the job that's paying you now with the boss. So just think about millions of people who live in an apartment paying all that money for years and could have had a house owned by now. Look at all that people, the people following the system. Look at all the people who stay on their feet for work when there's money online to be made. What about all that stuff? You see, it's not just selling drugs on the street to make people rich out there in the street. It's other ways to make people rich in this, you know, online, you know, without having a boss. You be your own boss. So the reason why I said that is that I understand with Enoch the Freestyle Prince, his title it was meaningful to even put that as a title. Angels are born into demonic families, and it's not our fault. No one who is black do not blame your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your daddy, your mother, your grandmother, your don't blame. If you are black, or of color, don't blame anybody of color or black or of your own type of race, because it was something. It was designed to get people separated like that. You know, from years ago, they did that because when you have you see Hispanics, you have a strong family, they'll break the rules. They'll come over here legal if they need to. They have to provide for the family. They're not following Confederate system. Hispanics don't follow Confederate system. Some of them are slaves, again, by working just like any other color, working as a 9-to-5 job, standing your feet for 8 hours a day for minimum wage, this, like, and the third. You know, then we hear about some of them don't pay taxes or whatnot, but that's a whole nother story. It doesn't matter. You know, the point is that people of color have been brainwashed for millions of years, thousands of years. And some people think that, you know, the way that they're living now, such as staying home, going to work or going home and, you know, repeating the process over again. You know, don't spend no time with your children. Don't go to the doctor because you don't want to be late, you know, and things like that. What you need to survive, the slavery system that keeps you stuck into going to work, go to school, go to church, repeat the process over. What about traveling? What about going somewhere? What about making some money somewhere else that a boss doesn't pay you because you just paid yourself? You know, there's so many different ways. And the reason why angels were born into demonic families, and the reason why the angels were upset, or African Americans are upset with each other or were upset with each other, really they didn't understand that they were supposed to be upset with the Confederate system, the racist white man, and the racist white woman. That's what it's supposed to be about. So that's my thing about that. So this is serious, you guys. Again, there is nothing wrong with being demonic. Okay. God made good and evil. Okay. So without darkness, there would be no light. You see, Without darkness, there would not be any light. You can beam some light, but if it was no darkness, then it'd just be 100% light. So you need darkness because that's good, and you need light. But the white man didn't want us to know that. They want us to know that they want us to believe that dark is bad, dark is black, dark is hot. It's not. Without light, without darkness, there would be no light. So you put two and two together, it's like without black people, there would be no white people, because black people were here first. Put two and two together. You see what I mean? Once you put two and two together, you'll see who's here first, who has the power, and who's really in control. Because Egyptians were here. We are Egyptian. We are gods. We are from Egypt. We are from space. We are not human. We are the aliens that they are talking about. They don't want to say. Because when they feel like when black people wake up and realize that us conquering racist white people and Confederacy as a whole, they're going to be like, whoa, now they're going to have power. Oh, well, so we're trying to wake people up. People are already woken up. The black people and our ancestors have already been running this thing. People who maybe are still enslaved thinking that the white man is right about everything, and it's not. Only people who, having escaped the Confederate system may not understand. And that's it.